Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you. Thank you for clicking on this. Thank you for subscribing. Please subscribe. Yeah, so if you are new, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. And yeah, so let's just get into it. Today we are going to be talking about moisture. I have gotten, just like between like last year and this year, when I started blogging, I have gotten a couple of questions about LOC, LCO, all that jazz. Like, sometimes I think it gets overwhelming. I think maybe you just hear it many times and you're like, what even is this? And how do I use it? And what, yeah. So today I'm just going to talk about moisturizing because it's natural hair. This is one of just like the most fundamental things ever. Water, how to get it into your hair and how to keep it there for as long as possible, which actually brings me to my first point. There's no method of moisturizing that's going to keep your hair moisturized like forever, long term. Whatever. These are all short-term methods, and the aim is to keep your hair as moisturized as possible for as long as possible. So that's why we keep on doing them. So let's just get into the moisturizing. Anyway, this is going to be another we are in class type of video, so I will be here on my notebook. So we are just going to begin. Let me just tell you guys what the L, the C, and the O mean. L is liquid, so water. Yeah. C is a cream. Cream just means butter. Anything with that thick creamy consistency, whether it's using shea butter or for some reason I can't think of any other butters right now. And then O is for oil. So liquid, cream and oil, that is what the L, the C and the O stand for. So we are going to start with the LCO method. The first thing is the liquid. Now the liquid step is the same whatever method you're using of moisturizing. It's just don't drench your hair. Don't as if dip the hair in water, as you know, you just want to spritz. That's why people always say spritz. That's why we use spray bottles. We don't just get water and so it's really spritzing. Don't get your hair all drenched. Like you just want it damp as opposed to wet. Okay, because when it's wet, then it's just going to get, you can imagine your hair is wet and then you add oil, then you add butter, your hair is going, it's just going to be limp, just going to sit like, just flat and just like, meh. Anyway, so that's the first thing, do not drench. And if your hair, if you didn't watch last time's video, please do watch it. It's, there's going to be so many references to porosity, and if you don't have enough information on porosity, I would really advise that you watch the last video, because it's sort of it follows through from to this one. If you have low porosity hair, it helps if you just kind of rub the water in first, like not just spray and then go straight into the next and the next. It helps if you just kind of rub it in, because again we talked about this low porosity hair doesn't absorb quite as easily. So if you just rub it in, you're giving your hair a better chance of just taking in the water. So there will be demonstrations, but not right now. Yeah, even if you have any other porosity, you could rub it a little, but it is more required, more necessary if you have low porosity hair. C, the cream step. Now we want to seal the water into our hair, right? So that is what the cream step is for. A tip. I think that, at least for me, this is how it happened. Like when I had just started and I was figuring out how to take care of my natural hair, I would put so much cream. Yani, you guys, I would put cream, yeah? I'm like, now I must seal in the moisture. And I just, you know, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh my god, I remember this one time I put in so much product that the whole week my hair looked like it was like 4B. My hair is super tightly coiled, but that week I looked like I had 4B hair, as in it was. I remember I put it in a puff and it just stayed like, it wasn't like coiling up. Because the hair was weighed down with too much product. So don't use a bunch of cream. You only need a little. Actually, it's more advisable to use little and then add throughout the week, you know, or at the end of the week when you're re-moisturizing. Oh yeah, it's also important to note that high porosity hair may need a little more cream because, you know, it's harder for our hair to keep moisture. So you do need a little bit more to seal it in better. You need it more than someone with low porosity hair. So a little bit more, guys, a little bit more, not again. Okay, so the oil step. Now for high porosity hair, the oil step makes a lot more sense. It's more beneficial if you have high porosity hair because it helps. It's like that final sealing step. Okay, like if your hair is really porous, you really need to, you know, lock that moisture in. So the oil step just kind of gives you that, you know, like as in it's like you're doing this, that last thing to just like fully secure, you know. So that oil step really helps to lock down that sealing, you know, lock down that moisture in your hair, and it adds a little bit more shine because naturally high porosity hair, depending again where you are on the spectrum, you may be super high, you may be just highish. So yeah, that oil helps to give it a little bit more shine because it tends to be a little dry and just like lackluster, you know, it's not glimmery. Anyway, so yeah, and then for low porosity hair, the thing about the oil step is you may not even need it. Once it takes in, it keeps. Okay, so when you put that little bit of cream, it's usually enough to seal in your moisture. Adding oil in most cases, again, depending on where you are on that spectrum of porosity. If your hair is super low porosity, that oil step may make your hair just greasy. Like you sit on a chair and you leave oil on the chair. I mean, anyway, yeah, so yeah, and nobody likes greasy hair, man. Every time you do like this, you know. So if you have low porosity hair, you know, find your groove. I mean, of course, none of these things are ever really exact. You lie. Yeah. So for low porosity, honestly, the oil, if you're going to use the LCO, you may not get to the oil. You may not really need it. We are now going to talk about the LOC method. Now, the liquid step is the same. There's not a lot, not a lot. Who am I even? I'm Ugandan, please. I'm not saying a lot. Okay, so, yeah, not a lot is going to change. It's the same thing as, you know, whatever as the previous method. Don't put too much water. You just want to spritz it, get it a little bit damp. Then we go to the oil step. Take some time to rub the oil into your hair. Regardless of what kind of porosity it is, it's nice to just like take some time and really, you know, because even when you're rubbing, you're applying a little bit of heat because of the friction. So it's nice to just like really rub it in and make sure that it gets in there nicely. You really don't, because you know, oil and water repel each other. Science, science, went to school. Anyway, yeah, because oil and water repel each other. So if you just put oil, it's just going to sit on top of the water and the hair, whatever. But it's going to sit there. You know, it's not going to get into your hair, and you want it to penetrate the cortex of your hair, right? So I'm not saying forever and ever, but take like a minute or less and just like get that oil in there. Okay, it's important, whatever hair type you have. Now for low porosity hair, again, The LOC method is quite good for you. Why do I say this? Because first of all, once you've used the oil, right, and you seal, because the oil also seals in moisture, right, and if you have low porosity hair, more often than not, you're not even going to need anything else to seal in. That stuff is sealed, okay, because low porosity hair just holds moisture better. So in most cases, after, like, I think I would advise that you try doing just LO method. No C, just LO. Try doing just L and O. I have seen that it works for some low porosity people, you know, especially of course if you're in the higher, you're further along in the low, you know, like you're really on the low porosity. So, okay. Yeah, the oil, like after liquid oil, it's enough. You rub that oil in there and your hair is moisturized, it's shiny, and you know, it retains the moisture for a good amount of time. So if you have low porosity hair, I would really advise that you try that first. You know, you may find that maybe your hair is not so porous, so that maybe you need a little bit of cream after. And if you do need the cream, let's move to the cream step. If you do need the cream, you're only going to apply a very I mean, little. You don't need a lot, just a little bit of cream, and just at the ends, you know, don't pile it on. Low porosity hair is just, it's not about that life. It's really not. Like, it will get greasy. Greasy hair is the enemy, you guys, because you know, if your hair gets greasy, right, build up. That's how, you know, you have too much product build up. Product build up means your hair is getting dirty, you know, really quickly. It's just blocking everything. Your hair is not even breathing. As in, no, product buildup is the enemy. So let us fight against product buildup. Anyway, so if you have high porosity hair, for the cream step, I mean, yeah, you need it. You should do it. You should definitely do it. It just gives your hair more flexibility, and it makes it shinier, and it really, you know, it concludes the sealing of the hair. You know, it's that final step, because again, high porosity hair just does not hold that water very well, and you need to keep the moisture in. So yes. So yeah, that is basically it for the LCO LOC method. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I moisturize my hair. I ordinarily use the LOC method, so I've pretty much done the rest of my hair, just saved this one for you guys. So I'm just going to undo that. If you've had your hair in for a long time, and you know how, like, you had it for a long time and you've just been spraying, and then by the time you want to moisturize it, it's quite crunchy. It's going to just spray a little bit of water before you undo it, just to make it a little more flexible, you know, so it doesn't just like break in your hands. This is just water I put in a random spray bottle. It doesn't fall. Yeah, so then makes it just a little bit easier to undo. As always, be gentle. It's always good to do your hair in sections, especially if your hair is really tightly coiled. The tighter your coils, the smaller your sections should be. You know, people with looser curl patterns can do, like, you know, one section, two, you know, just 4 sections. I envy them, but you know, some of us have to be out here in like 14 sections. But that's just life. And the smaller your section, just the easier it is to even be, you know, gentle. You will experience some shedding, especially if you've had your hair in for as long as I have. So yeah, now you know how we said L is the liquid, L is liquid, right? So leave-in conditioners also fall in like the liquid section, right? Which is also another reason why you don't want to put like so much water in your hair. You just want to spritz it lightly, get it just a little bit damp so that you can add a little leave-in. And for me, this leave-in is a must because it just helps my hair have a bit more, I don't know, it just makes it a little bit softer, a little bit, I don't know, it just like gives my hair an extra kick. In case you're curious, this is the Livara Sapphire. It's both a leave-in as well as a conditioner, but I only use it as a leave-in. So yeah, it really is good stuff. So I'll take about that much. Again, you don't need a whole bunch of product, you know, just use a little. I'll just put it around, and like we talked about, rub it in. I don't know if you guys have read or heard this somewhere before, but every kink and bend and curl in our hair is a point of weakness. It is a point of possible breakage. So yeah, try and be as gentle as you can with your hair. So yeah, I think that's enough with the rubbing. And get it in there. Okay. So I'm shedding a bit, that's what I'm picking up. So when you're done with that, we go to the oil step. I'm not going to tell you that I use only one oil. I honestly use, I think right now I have like 2 different ones. I like to experiment with oils. It is very rare that I use like just one oil. How you can have like coconut oil, just one. I like to use oil blends. This is the Mani. I like to use Ugandan products, like just some homegrown stuff. You know, buy Uganda, build Uganda, that kind of thing. Ooh, boo boo. Boo boo. Anyway, so this one is called Thamani. It is a blend of, let's see, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Extract. It's a mix of different things, and it's really, really nice. I like it. So I like that it has a dropper as well. I have put literally 4 drops on here, and that is what I will put into my hair. Rub it in there. Rub it over there, rub it over here. Make sure to always focus on your ends. You always want your, because the ends are the oldest part of our hair, so you always want them to get that extra attention, and honestly they need the products more, and they're always the most porous part of your hair as well, because you know they've been with you through a lot more, through it twisting, hey, combing, da 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 da. Okay, so then I add, oh, I should show you what this is. This is the Livara Emerald. Love this stuff. It's a shea butter blend. Also, well, yeah, Ugandan, like the anyway, yeah, it's a wonderful shea butter blend. It smells delicious. Oh my gosh, it really smells good. But if you've used it, you know, like you put it in your hair and people are asking you, yo, you smell like an exotic fruit garden. No one has ever said that to me. Maybe no one has ever said that in the history of life. Anyway, so yeah, just a little bit, that's enough. And just rub it in my hands, focus it on the ends. Make sure you get out all that shed hair when you're doing your moisturizing. So, focus on my ends, and when that is it. And then I'll just twist it back up. Okay, and that is your nice, juicy, moisturized hair.